So we're going to go over question 5 and some other questions on this assignment 4. So starting with question 5, it says here, Tamika earns $12 per hour and receives an extra $7 for lunch. This is a lucky person that you get $7 for lunch from their boss. If Tamika received $85 in total one day, how many hours did she work that day? So this is how I kind of thought about it. She got an $85 from her boss. Okay, so this $85 is for lunch and for her her income, right? So that $85 is a combination of her lunch and her income. So we already know that she would spend $7. So she has $7 allotted, saved for lunch. So we can go $85 minus 7. $85 minus 7. And that takes us to $78. Okay? $78. So from the $85, if we just take away the lunch away from it, what's left over? Just the income part, right? That's what's left over. Now, because it's $78, and how do we calculate the income? Like when we calculate the income, it's the number of hours worked times your hourly wage, right? So here, what we can do is you're just telling me right away what we need to do. So $78 divided by $12 per hour. Okay, you can just put 78 divided by 12 or $12 per hour. And we're gonna come up with 6.5. And what would that be? 6.5 what? Hours. Let's just take a look. Does this make sense? How many hours? 6.5 hours. Right? The question says hours, so our answer should be in hours. So she worked 6.5 hours. Is that good? Is that too bad? Okay, so let's jump to number 7, because you wanted to see question 7. Bring this up like that. Let's read this question and let's try to make sense of this. So a recipe calls for 1.5 cups of sugar for the dough. So 1.5 cups for just the dough and 3/4 of a cup for frosting. How much sugar was needed in total? So you're given those information. How much sugar does she need to make this recipe? First we have to write down what's our strategy here. Adding, yeah, we're gonna add the mixed numbers, correct? Okay. What makes you think it's adding? We're gonna have a close brackets in when we type in our number. But how do we know we're gonna add these two? Yeah, it's because it's asking for added. What's the word that kind of gives you the word total, right? The word total, yeah, and it's a total. So the word total means like all together. How much is it all together? So let's do that. Let's add those two together. Okay, so 1.5 cups of sugar for the dough and so 3/4 of a cup for sugar. And I know some people already told me this. Put a bracket because you know they're together. And then if you want, you can put this inside the brackets. That's okay too. Okay, so how do we enter this on our calculator? So that's one piece of it. Now the answer part. How do I enter this in our calculator?
Bracket 1 plus 1 divided by 2 bracket.
Yes, keep going.
Plus 3 divided by 4.
Yeah, 3 divided by 4. And this one here, because it's you don't have to put the brackets, or you can put the brackets in. Okay, so what's the answer there? 2.25, yes. So it's going to be 2.25. Okay. What's our unit? We got our work, we got our answer. What's our unit? Cups. Right? Because it says here how much sugar, and the sugar was measured in cups. So we need 2.25 cups of sugar. Okay, so if we want the complete answer, we get our word solutions there. How's that going? Is it okay? Yeah?
Answer is 99 cents.
The
Answer on final answer is 99 cents.
I think that's for number 6. Yeah, this is for number 7.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. 99 cents was the answer for number 6. Okay, let's take a look at this one, number 8. A watering can had 4/5 of liters of water. So had. When Jake started watering his plants, and there was 1/3 of water left when he finished, how many liters of water did Jake use? So he started off with 4/5 liter of water, and then watered his plants, and then there's 1/3 left. So how many liters of water did he use? What kind of operation do you think it is? Subtraction, right? How much was left over? So after you've used up something, this is what's left over. So subtraction. So how do we do that? 4/5 subtract 1/3. Okay, so if you want, you can put this inside the brackets, put this inside the brackets. That's okay. So you would enter that as brackets 4 divided by 5 minus open brackets 1 divided by 3, close it. Okay, see your answer in here. 0, okay. Yeah, so this one here, it feels like, we are gonna have to round something, right? So the answer was 0.46, a whole bunch of 6, right? So how do we round to 2 decimal places? Okay, we're gonna go here, 46, and then you look at the third number. If this third number is 5 and higher, we're gonna round up 1. So it's gonna be what? 47, yes. That's right. So 0.47, and somebody's already telling me the unit. Yes, and it's liters. Liters, you can just put L for liters or liters. Okay, is that good? Yeah, I don't have room to write down my answer in sentence, so I'll just do that for now. Okay, let's move on to question number 9. Question number 9. 331 students were on a field trip. 6 buses were filled and 7 students traveled in cars. How many students were in each bus? Okay. So how can we do this? So there are 331 students in a field trip. There were 6 buses that were filled with kids, and 7 students were somewhere else and traveled in cars. So how many students were in each bus? Any thoughts? Subtract first and then divide, right? So this is pretty much the same thing as that question 5. So there are 331 students. Oh. No, I'm glad you said something, right? Yeah. Yeah, right. My moments.
Is it recording?
It is recorded. Yeah. No, sorry, I put it in the wrong area. Okay, so here we go. 331 students, right? So some students went to where? Bus. Some went in the car. Went in the car. Let's put car. So what can we do? Yeah, Shawnee said subtract. So you had 331 students, and if you take away the people who were in the car, right? Take away the people who went in the car, how many is left over? 324, right? 324 students. Now these 324 students that's left were divided into the 6 buses. So we go 324 divided by 6, whatever that is. 50 where? 54. Okay, well, thank you. 54 what? 54 students.
In each bus.
Yeah. In each bus. I like that. Good. That's awesome. Okay, so we tried to make sense of the question, and then from there we can work out our solution. Gotta fix this, guys. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Would you like us to go over number 10? Yeah? Let's do that. Okay. Because this is a weird question. And I tried to figure it out. It's like, how else can we say it properly? So the front walk of Trisha's house or home is 11 2/3 feet long. And she would lengthen it to 15 feet. So right now it's this long. 11 2/3, but she wants it to do it all the way to 15. So she need to have a little bit more there to make it all 15 feet. Correct? That's basically what the question is saying. He wants to lengthen it up to 15 feet. Okay, let's erase this one because this, I don't know, this sounds kind of weird. So how many more feet do we need to make it to 15 feet? So you got 15 feet. We're going to figure this out. So that's subtraction. So 15, this is already there, so you got to take this away to figure this portion out. So it's going to be 15, take away 11 2/3. Now, I gotta put this inside the brackets to tell my calculator that that is a whole, like they're together, right? So 15, take away brackets. Yeah, so I'll write it down here. So 15, subtract, open brackets, 11 plus 2 divide 3. Okay, so 11 and 2/3. Okay, let's see what number was that? Okay. 3 point something? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so 15 minus brackets 11 plus 2/3. Okay, now I see that we got a round here again, right? So what's the final answer here? 3.33. And 3.33 unit would be feet. Okay, so as you know, let's read the question here. We tried to make sense, and we figured out how we're gonna solve this. Excuse me. Everybody had a chance to copy it? We're down to the last two. Okay, let's take a look at the last two here. It says Annie is making cupcakes that has 10 3/4 cups of batter. Each cupcakes is 1/3 of a cup of the batter. How many complete cupcakes can she make? So you have 10 3/4 of a cup. Anybody who bakes here? Okay, so some people bake, right? Speaking of which, there's a free food and handling certificate coming up. So if you want to sign up for that, there's like a little plug there for you. It's free. You need to have that certificate, right? I thought you were going to say, she bakes, I eat. Okay. So here, you got the whole, right? Like the batter. The batter is like the mix, the cupcake mix. And then you're going to put it in those individual cups, right? Individual cupcake, what do you call that? The paper. What do you call it? Liner, whatever.
Liner, yeah.
Yeah, liner. So, what are you going to do? You're going to have a big bucket or big container. You're going to put it in individually liners. So, be dividing, right? Because you're going to divide it up into liners. So, that would be 10 3/4 divided by 1/3. So, you're going to split them up all in 1/3, in 1/3. Now the question is, how many complete cupcakes can she make? Let's see. How would we do this on our calculator? Yeah. Oops. So if you were to do this on your calculator, you could do this. Yeah, you were doing the 0.33 already in 10 3/4 divided by brackets 1 divided by 3. Okay. What's our answer? So brackets 10 and 3/4 divided by 1 divided by 3. Okay, I got this number here, 32.25. Now, I know that we normally rather answer to 2 decimal places, so I'm probably gonna think, oh, my answer is 32.25. But let's revisit the question again. How many complete cupcakes can she make? Right? That would be just 32, right? 32 complete cupcakes. Because the other one is not going to be a full cupcake, right? And I think the word complete is not the good word.
Total.
How many, what would be a good word for that instead of complete? How many full size cupcake, right? A full cupcake. Yeah. Then your answer was 30? Oh. Last but not the least. A recent study claimed that 3/5 of all teens have part-time jobs. So 3/5 of the teens have part-time jobs. Assuming this is true, a local high school that has 635 students, how many have part-time jobs? So how can you figure this out?
Divide 635 by 5.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's one strategy. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so this is what Ben was like saying. He said that he did 635 divided by 5 and then timesing it by 3. Okay, and then you're gonna get some number there. I'm gonna write this down because this is gonna get the same answer. And then I'll put my other strategy here. Okay, so let's do that. It's 381 students. 301 students have part-time jobs. Okay, so this is one strategy, and I'm glad somebody said something, right? Anybody else have a different strategy?
365. Bracket 3 divided by 5 bracket.
Okay, so you went like this. So 635
Yeah.
brackets
3 divided by
5, something like that.
and equals.
Yeah. So 635, the bracket talks about a multiplication operation. So 635 times 3 divided by 5. And we should get the same answer. Just to show you that it is the same. So 635 brackets 3 divided by 5 close brackets. 381 students. Oops. How's that one? So we went over a few here, and that's a good practice for us to get to the lesson 4 problem solving questions. Okay, that's good. So what we're going to be doing next is we have about half an hour left of our class. I'm going to give you the next hand-in assignment. Okay, and this hand-in assignment, I'm just going to show it to you. Like part of this is rounding, right? Rounding, some calculation, and then word problems. You can get started on this right now. Jane's going to help us So the due date for this, because we want to make sure that we are keeping up with the work, the due date for this is going to be on Monday,